Good evening, everyone. Good to see some familiar faces here. As always, welcome to the BrightInvestor office hours. Let me go ahead and start with usual with any new upgrade announcements that we've been putting out on the platform. Happy to announce we made a lot of upgrades, and you guys are continually seeing those. We're gonna go and start with a couple of them though, and share my screen. So first and foremost, I want to go ahead and point you guys out to some of the new upgrades we've been making on the property window side. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull a property, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with this window. Inside the property window, we've been making a lot of upgrades, including, come on, BrightInvestor, you can load. You can do it. Thank you. A lot of upgrades to our rent comping components. So one thing I want to point out to you guys that is new is on the rent comp page. Now, obviously wrong. On the rent comping page and the sale comp page, when you hover over a specific comp in the map, it will highlight that comp on the sidebar. And when I hover over a comp, and it'll automatically highlight that comp in my row. In addition, on our rent comp side, you guys can still edit everything you want from the different comp itself, but you're gonna notice a couple of different things. One of which is our square foot valuation, which we've had for a little bit now. Which, as a reminder, that takes the price per square foot and then multiplies it by the property square footage to give you a square foot valuation. And then this is brand new. We now have Section 8 rents inside BrightInvestor. What that means is we are now working with the HUD, and for every zip code, for every 1, 2, 3, 4 bedroom across the country, we will now pull in whatever the HUD has dictated to be fair market rent for that type of property in that zip code. So I know that median rent's $1,250, square foot valuation is about $1,392, and HUD will pay up to $1,590 for this. So now every time looking at a potential property, I can see not only what market rate is, but also what fair market rate for Section 8 properties are. In addition, you guys will notice this new eye icon. When you click this eye icon, BrightInvestor will now tell you what that home's value is, how old it is, how big the square footage is, and the last time that rent comp was seen. So now you can get a better idea of how comparable your rent comp is to other types of things if you're trying to do a like-to-like comparison. That's all brand new. A lot of upgrades we're making here. Really, really pumped about that. In addition, I'm not going to announce what we're doing on the deal analyzer yet. You guys just have to wait and figure that out. One thing we did add is now if you zero out your rents, it'll highlight it red because you need to put in the rent and to make sure nobody misses that component. We've also fixed the cap rate analyzer because the cap rate analyzer for a while was incorrect. It was including the debt payments on your cap rate, which is not accurate. So I can see, hey, his property is an 8 cash on cash and 8 cap. So we have now fixed that to be a bit more accurate on here, which is great. We have many, many upgrades coming out. I'm very, very happy to announce that the BrightInvestor widget is going live in a matter of days. We'll do a whole big live webinar and an email campaign about those things, but we're very, very pumped about that. It's been a long time coming. So the widget is going live any day now. So for all of our real estate professionals, property managers, lenders out there, it's gonna be a very good tool they can start putting on their websites. Pretty pumped about that. In addition to that, we have launched basically now we inside of BrightInvestor. You guys probably recall that when you do a search inside of the platform, let me go ahead and start up here. Oh, sorry, I'm getting blown up for some reason. Okay. When you guys do a search for like appreciation, for example, and you change what you're looking at, BrightInvestor does this save settings for speed mode. We realize it's not the most efficient way to do it. So now moving forward, anytime you change a standard or change a setting for like, let's say I want to always do 20, 20, oh, I don't know, 16. From now on, every time that I change something, instead of having to click save settings, every time I log back into BrightInvestor, it'll just remember what you last searched and make that the new default. It's a small thing, but it is something to where like, hey, look, that's something that you can now don't have to do anymore. It's a little bit faster and easier. In addition to that, we have a bunch of other upgrades that we've been making, including a lot of small tweaks and bugs you guys have been tracking. You see here. A lot of dealer report edits, a lot of hot fixes, a lot of things of that nature. But the widget and the Zapier integration are the biggest things coming out right now. In addition, we have 4 quarters worth of developments to make. I will soft announce something here. And we have a lighter crowd this evening. That's okay. Some people text me they were going to be here. I will very, 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 very soft announce the BrightInvestor mobile version. It is officially on the roadmap, and it is much closer than you may think. I was surprised when the team came to me with their update on what they told me. I just want people to be aware of that and be prepared that that is something that we are actively working on. So just keep your ears peeled and your eyes peeled and your ears perked up. Mike, got a question? What's up?
Oh, I was gonna wait until you finished, but hey, did we ever get that highway thing fixed where it was
Yeah,
causing
we
issues?
did. Yes, we did.
We'll have to go back and look at that then, see if that comes up. And cool.
Yeah, we got that fixed. We've been doing a new version about every 8 to 10 days right now. We are in a development hot streak, pushing out a lot of new versions. So we've done a lot of upgrades recently on what we got going on. So it's been
Yeah, I've been super busy, and then yeah, I just happened to see it pop up and said, "Oh, yeah, man, I can finally go to one of your meetings." You know,
yeah, absolutely. No
so I've been
problem.
missing you.
I'm missing too, man. Good to see you. We've been doing a lot of upgrades. I know we have a couple of people who I like that people text me and email me now when they can't make it. It's great. People are like, "Oh, by the way, tonight I'm so sorry I can't be there tonight." I'm like, "That's fine. I appreciate that." I had a couple people tell me they weren't able to make it tonight, which is totally fine. But we've got a lot of new fun things coming out, a lot of upgrades. I hope you guys are seeing that, consistently. That every time you log in, you're getting a little bit something new, something upgraded, something faster, something better. That's really what we're striving for every day as we continue to move forward through the product. Got
Hey,
to look at all the
there
different
was
things.
something where the lady in New York was saying she had an older version of something that gave her more data or something. I can't remember what it was, but I never got it. The other thing I was going to ask was you said something about it's going to do something better with rent. Did I miss what did you show that already? That the rents are
Yeah,
better?
here I'll pull that up for the rents again. Sorry if
Thanks.
you
Sorry.
maybe. Yeah, no problem. All right, let me take a look. See here. So what we did on the rent side, the rents we have inadvertently built the best rent comp tool on the market. It's not what I originally sent out to do, but it's what ended up happening. So
Hey,
now
I just
in
had a whole knockdown drag out. Can you throw in this address here and see how accurate it is for us? Because I already know what the rent's supposed to be ish.
Okay, sure.
It's
What's your
275 Lakeview Drive, and that's in Watsonville, California. And see how it comes up. Because the appraiser and I were going at it, and she was saying it was $2,300, and these are kind of the numbers I think that were there before. And yeah, so it was just way off. Like she was saying, oh, like the 144 AMA that's 1.17 miles away. Well, that's closer to the water, and so that's why it's more. And then if you look at all of them, there's one that's like $5,000 and it's 3 miles further from the water. We're closer to the water. Does that mean ours is 6,000?
yeah?
So
And so no, so like for example, right, when I have these comps, I've got okay, the median's 4 grand, my average is 39.50. And this is the new thing, Mike. We now partnered with HUD, and so we now have the Section 8 fair market rents here. They'll tell you what Section 8's willing to pay for a property of this size in this
is
area.
that what the FMR is over there? Fair market rent?
Yep, that's FMR is. Yep.
Yeah.
So we know the HUD is willing to pay 4,500 for a property like this in the zip code 95076. So $4,000. I'm pretty rock solid confident about that.
She came back at she came back at 2,300, and I can show you all the stuff where I blew out of the water and said, "Hey, this is not right." She was using the MLS. The MLS in this area was probably only maybe 2 to 5% or as much as 20%. Who knows how long last time that was updated? You're probably getting
Yep.
stuff from like Zillow, House, what do you
Yeah.
call it? All the other places that people go to now.
Yep. Nope. Can't. So,
Numbers.
well, I'm glad. I hope we were able to help out a little bit and showcase. Hey, here's everything. And a reminder, Mike, this is also new. So, the highlighting is new. The Section 8 fair market rents are new, and this info button is now new. We can click on this eye icon, and BrightInvestor will tell you, hey, here's a value of the home. Here's how old the home is, and here's when we last got that data. So we saw that this rental was from April, early April. So I know about less than 3 months ago. We were on this one was listed. So we can see all that information here. So yeah, the rent comping tool has gotten some pretty big upgrades.
And square foot, can you click on? Does it have in here? Does it have an exact or can you narrow or in here does it say this the square foot of the subject is 1,098? Can you
Yep.
narrow that down somewhat as far as a square foot or no?
If we want to, we can go ahead and filter like this. So if you want to go ahead and turn off some of the larger properties and say, look, we just want to look at the
That's
properties
what
that are a bit smaller.
if what comes back, yeah.
So you're looking at closer to about, I got this one for 39.95. I got this one for about 4,200. So I've got some pretty decently sized comps nearby, giving me the $44,000 rent valuation.
Yeah, she came in at 2,300 on
Yeah,
a
she's not being smart. She's
630,000 house because we came
just
up with
not.
730, and yeah, it was just way off, and I had to basically do all the work to show her, and then she tried to use a 2 bedroom, 2 bath that was like 500-600 square feet smaller that was 3,200.
No,
She just
that's
did that. She did that as an outlier so that she could say, "Oh, I'm not that screwed up," because my numbers she
no,
would be 50% off.
no. That's completely unprofessional. That's not. It's just not correct.
Yeah, she was
Um,
basically trying to save face instead of giving us the real data. So I appreciate you, man. This actually helped.
Absolutely.
She took a snapshot. I took a snapshot and gave it to her. Guess what she did? She took it and affixed it to the top of my channel 4, and like the line
Wow.
one. And I'm like, that was so passive aggressive. And then she finally had to change it when I gave her all the data. The people that she's working for, there's no way that you can say it's 2,300 now.
Yeah. Did you send her a rent comp report?
Um, is that new?
You should. No, that I don't think so. But what you do is you click rent comp report.
Uh-huh.
It takes all the rent comps you found and puts it on a one pager that you can send to people.
Oh, and then down below it shows the subject. Is the subject the red pin?
Yep, the subject's the red pin, and then it
And then the other
shows what
ones
the
are
average
are
rent
they?
are. So this shows the average rent in that area and how it's growing over time. And
Yeah.
then it shows your name down here. So you can create these reports and then copy the link and then email it to people, or you can generate a PDF that you can print out and attach to your files.
Hey, is it getting better in some rural areas or no?
Yeah, it is. So if like for our rent data, we've ingested more data sets for sure.
Yeah, because I was having problems with that in like Freeport, Illinois.
Okay. If you have a property, I'm happy to help take a look at it.
Sure.
But oh,
I can give you
give
one
me
of
a
the
yeah. Let me go ahead and answer Chester's question here
cool.
first. Um, okay, wait, 19973 Rose Lawn. Okay, 19973 Rose Lawn, Detroit. Yeah. So if I go there, open property details, and go ahead with this. Load up. Oh, this is your property, Chester. Look at you.
Woohoo!
Okay. So this one's giving me an FMR of 1640
Okay.
and average rent's about 1600. So this market, the average rent and the fair market rent are pretty similar.
Would you like to take a guess what current rents are?
What you have it
I'm
currently
gonna guess,
rented out at?
I'm gonna guess you're renting it for 2,000, bro.
I wish.
Let me see here. Let
I'll
me
give
go
you a
ahead.
hint. I'll give you a hint. The tenant rented the property the day before Thanksgiving of, here's the big hint, 2024. What just recently happened that same month?
Oh, the
The
election.
Yeah.
election.
And
Oh,
so what
geez.
was leading up to that?
What was leading up to the election?
A lot of
Um.
uncertainty.
Yep. Uh.
So take a guess.
I would get $2,000, man.
I'm gonna guess that someone
1350.
probably rented this low in order to get someone in there because they didn't know what was gonna happen. I'm gonna bet they have it rented out for 1,100.
A little bit more. A little bit
13,
more. Split the difference. Yep.
1350.
13, 13, 15. Okay.
25, 1325.
Okay.
Okay, so you got 200 to 300 buck. You can raise pretty easily for sure.
Well, you're gonna raise the shit out of it next time, right? Whatever the max is.
Absolutely.
Don't become
Not
friends with
necessarily going
people
to
no more.
gouge them, but
Not no gouge. You paying all that stuff, man. Ain't no free rent. I got one
It's
for you
pretty.
real quick to see what it says from a value. It's 728 South Ottawa in that's in Freeport, Illinois. Actually, that's the worst property. That's the lowest value property. So shit.
So it's kind of
904 West Stephenson is probably better. Stephenson with the PH. I mean, they pronounce it Stevenson, but to tell you how to spell it, I call it Stephenson.
all right. Let's see here.
Because
So
all
I'm gonna
that
start
probably
off with.
it wasn't pulling up stuff.
Let's see. We got the median home price. So appreciation is doing pretty well. Wow, the market's done really well here in the last couple of years. From 73,000 all the way to
What
120,
is it giving
153.
valuation on the property? What does it say it's worth?
Let's take a look at this. Well, we have two valuations. This one's giving me about 150. And yeah, so this one's going about 150 is what the AVM's giving me. But what I'm also gonna do is where we value this a couple different ways. So the median home price in this area right now is about 150 right now. Okay.
Yeah, and this is a 4 unit, by the way.
Okay. So give me 1 second. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at the average price per square foot right now. Okay.
But
Average price per
really,
square foot is about 90 a foot.
the problem is that they're worth a lot more. Just based off of the income approach, but you don't use the
Oh,
income
sure.
approach on 1 to 4. Use it on
Well,
5
yeah.
above, and then the rental, it's renting for a lot more, and
Okay.
and so yeah, so the problem.
Multifamily comps are really difficult like that.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it's a 4 unit building.
Yep.
Okay, well then let's go ahead and so we have to use the right type of valuation here. So it's not going to be a sale comp model. It's not going to be the price per square foot model. We're going to go ahead and run this as a DSCR. And so I'm going to go ahead and run this here and say, okay, if each unit are they all 1 bedroom, 1 bath units?
I think so. It's about 700 a pop. I think something like that, off the top of my head.
Okay. Okay. So 7 times 4 is 2,800. Okay. Let's say you were to put interest rate of about 7.25 on that from a DSCR perspective. No interest only.
I'm just gonna say he ended up
2,800.
taking. I was doing 19 loans for him. He took my higher appraisals and took them someplace else. So on the loans I did close for him, they weren't 7.25. I'll just say that.
Okay.
Because I did
Well,
processing on I did 20 to $24,000 worth of processing and got nothing for it.
oh, sorry about that.
Yep.
I would say, I mean, I'm just gonna underwrite this to like a 125 debt cover, but you could
It is a little
probably,
higher. Yeah.
if you're underwriting it to what, 75% on a
I was
three
giving
on a
them,
1 2.
I was giving them 80 at UWM.
Okay. Well, then if you're underwriting on a DSCR loan, you could get up 7.25. What interest rate are you quoting here?
On that one, I did 8.5, but the value
Okay.
of it was like 190, 155.
You value this at 155
Yeah.
for a
The
property?
higher one that I had came in at 194 or something like that.
Yeah.
Then the
So this one is
report came in at 155.
okay. Well, then that works pretty well here.
Yeah.
Valuation of 150. But on a DSCR perspective, right? We'll have to factor in our insurance and things of that nature. So I'm just gonna put in $1,000.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
okay, then we could do maybe oh no, yeah. Let's go
Just just do the 155, whatever.
maybe 160. Wow, yeah, 155 pretty much right there. With your insurance. Oh, well, that's monthly insurance. Whoops, sorry. Whoops. So sorry about that. And then your taxes.
Yeah, and you can
Okay.
get insurance quote from hitting the insurance estimate and be ballparkish, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's gonna give me $100 a month.
You're
Yep,
about
let's get
right.
those
There.
right on.
Yeah, see how good you are? Shit.
Yep.
I don't need that. You're the insurance quoter.
I do okay. Yeah, I mean, like you could get all the way up to 200 depending on your DS on what you need here for sure. You can get over that, but yeah, that's not bad. At 80%, $2,800 a monthly rent. So yeah, you could value that. I mean, my opinion, you could go up based on what I'm seeing here. You could go up to a $280,000 valuation for DSCR based off a 1.25 debt service coverage ratio if you really wanted to. Um, you could make a case for that at 8.5% up to 280,000 if they're collecting $2,800 a month in rent, which is
Yep.
basically exactly 1% rule.
Yeah, they weren't going for it though. But hey, I got one more address for you, just for shits and giggles.
Okay.
9841 Grange Drive.
Grange?
Yep, Drive, and that's in Alaska.
Oh, jeez.
You like the
Killing
cold
me here.
upper, yeah, up north there. Yeah.
I do. Okay, so we got a triplex here. Oh, you own it.
I wonder
Okay.
who owns that. Man.
Yeah. Okay, it's yours. Okay. Well, let's do a 2-bed, 1 bath.
About 11,
2
20,
bed, one.
but yeah, each. That's where it's coming
Okay,
out with
let's
37.
do 2-bed, 1 bath properties here. Okay,
Did you mean?
and we're
Yeah,
looking
okay.
for
Yeah, apartment.
apartments.
It's townhouse style, so I don't know if that makes a difference
Oh,
upstairs. So
2-bed, 1 bath townhouse. To all. Okay, why do I have such weird square footages? Oh, let's see what's going on here. Okay, I'm getting 1,600 for a 2-bed, 1 bath.
switch it back the other way because you're more correct the other way.
With your
The townhouse or apartments, yeah. Try townhouse, yeah.
getting up to this much in this area based on what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So to value this, go
1850.
ahead. Yeah.
1850 for two of them. And I added. I had the person who's doing my Airbnb co-host. She's now.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there it is. How'd you do that?
Townhouse.
Yeah,
Right there. 1850,
Yep.
1700, 1800. Right there. Yep.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
how far? They're not that far away from me. See the square footage on them? I'm
Yep.
1125.
Yeah, so you're doing pretty well.
Bigger.
Okay.
So
then
you're getting 4% on those two, which accounts to about the. I was getting 1750. So at 1850, that covers the 4% on those, and then I do Airbnb on the other one. On high season, I make about 4 G's a month, clearing about 4 G's a month. In
that's
the low
great.
season, I try to get around 2,500 or something, but then she takes her a little bit out of it. But she
Okay.
handles all
I'm
that
seeing
stuff.
seeing
It's just what do you call it? Mailbox money.
yep. Seeing like 600 grand.
You
I can
know,
run
I
this.
think based on the, I don't know, I can get away with it, but based on the money that it makes and the way it's operating, there's a case to be made. And then I'm going to probably paint and replace the HVAC. So I'm looking for probably around 7. 750, something like that. Somebody will give it to me.
Yeah, we could run the numbers on it. I mean, what's it? You're saying it's collecting in total about 36, like
Yeah, so
5 grand a
the
month.
1850 and 1850 ends up being 3,700 times 12. So that's 37 plus another 7, right? 72. So it's about 42 or something like that, 42.3 on the 2 units. And then on the other one, I'm getting about 30 to 35,000 a year. So I'm making about 75,000 a year roughly on it. 70 to 75,000 somewhere, 70, 72 somewhere. And my payments
Okay,
on it
so
aren't but 1,900
so
for
hold on. Let
okay.
me analyze this then. So my insurance landlord estimate is going to run me about 190 a month. Okay, let's just pull that in there. Okay, let's do 8% on the DSCR, and we could go up to underwrite this to a yeah, that tracks. If you're collecting $6,500 a month in gross rents, you could sell at 80% levered, $700,000 valuation, be over a 125 DSCR. So yeah, I think you could justify that.
Yeah. So hey, I'm not too shitty at my numbers, huh?
No, I think it works. With that kind of income, I think that makes sense. For sure. So yeah, not too bad.
Thanks, man.
Not too bad at all.
So you thanks for underwriting my underwriting. I appreciate it.
I got you
That's what
covered.
I came up
So,
with roughly.
so yeah, I mean, it's always nice when you can walk into a conversation going like, hey, I can prove that X is worth X when you value it in this way, in this format. So like, for
And
example, that's why we have so many.
if I do the mortgage on that, I can probably get it down to like 6.5.
That could work. And
Better.
so that's why we have so many different ways in BI to value things, right? You can do the AVM, you can do DSCR valuation, you can do price per square foot valuation, you can do sale comp valuation. There's so many different ways to value property based off the, mile or method you're going after.
Was that the one you already did for Chester already? The 4-1?
Yep, that was
Oh,
the one yep, we did that one for him.
cool.
But yeah, a lot of grades. Eric, how have you been? Been a while.
Yeah, how's everything?
Going well.
Yeah,
Moving and shaking, getting things done. A lot of upgrades to the system. Just a lot of just chugging along.
good stuff. Good stuff. Just been busy. Life's been busy.
Oh yeah, no, I understand. Absolutely, I understand. It's summertime and a lot of things going on, but
Yeah,
a lot of moving over here.
yeah.
Let's see here. Geez,
I did have a question for you. I just wondered. I'm seeing a lot of what do they call it? ADUs, accessory dwelling units.
yep.
I just heard a podcast just the other day on it, and some write up in the paper, the journal as well. Are you seeing a lot of activity in that universe? Because there
I
seems to
would
be.
I would say yes in
Yeah.
specific markets. I mean, Seattle has been doing a lot of ADUs for like last like couple years now.
Mhm.
They're getting more prevalent, but I mean, ADUs are really more of a thing when you have expensive land in very dense cities.
Mhm.
Well, so like if I'm in the Midwest, if there is an ample supply of lots or parcels to build on, ADUs just don't typically make sense. Typically, whenever you have difficult zoning process, difficult permitting process, expensive land, or very dense area, that's when ADUs can be very profitable. Like, I know Touch to Win, his whole model for flipping and burring shifted about 5 years ago, 4 years ago, in Seattle when he started just doing a bunch of ADUs. And so he can buy a property as a corner lot for 800,000, and then he'll renovate the main house, and then he'll add an ADU and sell that for 300 grand. And
Mhm.
then that's how he makes his margin, is because he has ADUs in areas where it's very difficult to get, you know, new homes built. So, or expensive to get homes built. So he buys properties and adds ADUs on. Would that work in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas? No, because there's thousands of acres in every direction we can go build on.
Yeah.
So absolutely can work, be very profitable. More and more cities are permitting them easier and easier as a way to kind of fix their housing shortfalls. But yeah, absolutely an option.
Yeah.
So big time in California because we have, and then now it's even more prevalent or more of an issue with the building with just 12,000, almost 13,000 homes for that last fire that are gone. So now they're having to
Yeah.
rebuild that. If you think about the time it takes to rebuild, I'm going to be doing a bunch of those loans. But like you said, Thack, he built a 31 freaking unit on like a 50 by 100, whatever it is, square foot lot, 31 micro units and stuff. So, and I actually got to meet him in person, and I actually was in, I videotaped him, and then everybody was like, "Oh, can you give me that video?" And I finally was able to get it off my phone and sent a bunch of people. There's a lot of wisdom that he imparted and stuff. So a real sharp guy, Thack Win. The ADUs in California, like I think it's Carmichael that's by me. If you go in there and you just use their schematic or whatever you want to call it, the drawings, you can be building in less than a week. You pay them like $1,200 and there you go. So that's it. So it's like he's saying 100%. It's in the high density areas and stuff like California. If you have enough room to do it, do it. Zach, I think he builds those ADUs for like, they're around 1,000 square feet. I think they're definitely bigger than 700 for a square feet, but 1,000, 1,200. I think he builds them for like 300 or something like that. He instantly has 400 plus or more. So like he's saying, he renovates the house in front and then he almost gets, and then the rent and everything he gets, if you see his model, go watch his videos. And then there's another girl that's in a group. They're all in the same group that I'm in, Sabrina Sai or something like that. She's now knocking that out, left, right, front, center. So she's doing a lot of videos on, I don't know if it, what's the other one? Not TikTok, but the other one.
Threads?
Connected. Yeah, the one that's connected to Facebook. What's that one called?
Threads.
Huh?
Threads.
No. I'm talking about the, it's like Facebook, but it's the other one that's connected to Facebook. What's that one called? Social media thing?
TikTok?
Yeah. No, it's not TikTok. The other one.
Not Instagram or YouTube
Instagram.
Shorts?
That's
Instagram.
Oh,
thanks, man. I couldn't
sorry.
say that to save my ass. She does a lot of Instagram shit stuff.
Who's she?
Sabrina SMAI or something like that.
Mm.
If you go find Thack, you'll find her because she's one of her students and stuff. She's also in Jerome Maldonado's group, this group I'm in for building new homes and shit.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you said you're doing loans for Thatcher's ADUs, or you just you heard him talk?
No, I heard he came for where we were building and stuff. He came to Seattle back in January, last January.
Oh, okay.
Not this January, but January 4. And that was one of my first meetings and stuff. And he came and spoke to us on like a Sunday. And he's like, "You're lucky. I don't do this for nobody." And so he was talking about a lot of stuff and he was imparting a bunch of information. So I was like videotaping it. Then he was talking about that 31 unit that he did on a 50 by 100 foot lot. And I'm like, wait a minute, I've seen that.
Yeah,
Now,
that's cool.
Have you seen his new stuff? It's like he's got somebody that's making his stuff professional videos and stuff. His videos were for like, just the guy on the street kind of thing. Now they're like the high production kind of thing.
Yeah, the ADUs are a pretty interesting approach. I mean, I'm buying that 50 unit assisted living facility right now. I close next week, so that's something I'm doing now. But it's another.
Where's your 50 unit?
It's Pittsburgh.
Okay, cool. Congrats.
And thank you.
Was that bringing
and I've got
450, 500 now?
something around there. Yeah, this will be me like 550 now.
Oh, 550. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. The plan is to buy a dozen more in the next 2 years. But then some diamond members right now. Andy, we're gonna get there. But I am about I found 70 off-market properties in Indianapolis. And 3 diamond members are collectively buying 7 of them, and they're going to collectively make $6,500 a month in cash flow on these properties. Which is cool. All off market, all 10% under ask. Which is cool. So I've got I've been doing contract review for like hours today and tomorrow. We're just reviewing other contracts. That's cool. So you got a lot of people buying right now. A lot of
I,
offers going out.
I got uh, two guys that are calling me now. I got more people calling me, because they're calling me as a realtor, but two of them are, hey, you got him, you got him. And I got to get this going. And that guy that like pulled all those loans that after I did all that freaking work for him, I want to kill him because all that work I was sitting there. Instead of doing that, I should have went with these two clients. They're asking me for 20 properties each a month. If I just gave them to them at wholesale for like $5,000 a pop, I'm at 100 grand, and they're not $5,000 a pop. So I've got some AI stuff. That could be 200 grand a month. But I got some other shit that I'm doing. But I got to get this software going, man, because it uses AI for propensity to try to find people that are more likely to say yes. Then I'm going to CTE, call, text, and email, and try to get some going. But it takes 2 to 3 months, for you to finally start getting things moving. People put their heads under, they put their heads in the sand, and then finally like, oh shit, But the part with that pisses you off is like you've been talking to them forever, and then you look up and you go, they sold it to somebody else after I talked to them for like, well, that person talked to them once, and I talked to them 50, 60 times. I'm like, really?
Yeah, that's a
It pisses you off, but they do it. Yeah, it happens. You didn't talk to the right time.
Yeah, it's a reality of the game. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's not fun, but I understand it happens.
Yeah. So if you ever have some extra time, or you can kind of show me how you're narrowing down your search to get those off market ones.
You want me to share all my secrets on how I get that done?
Yes, but only with me.
Oh, is that how that works? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Well, you do know it's a synergy thing, right? You know what I'm saying? I'll bring something to the table.
Okay.
I'll bring something to the table
Okay.
on the mortgage side because I know a lot of shit that other people don't.
Okay. Well, I'll consider, writing a book on all my secrets, for all these things.
And not a problem.
And I
I
actually,
preview that book for you for 2 years.
okay.
So,
Yeah.
to make sure it's okay.
And
for 2 years.
yeah.
Give you the data.
Okay. I've let's see here. I've also got I got another guy who's under contract on a five. I'll announce all these via email when they close, but I got another guy under contract for a 5 unit. I said that means in the next 30 days I'm gonna close 12 units worth of deals for BI Diamond members. I'm really pumped about that.
Hey,
Really pumped about
you're not getting a W-2 from anywhere, are you?
No.
What do you know about Roth IRAs?
I have one.
Oh, okay. So right now, one of the people that's in my group, she just got her walking papers from Intel, and so her last
That
day
sucks.
first. So I got her to move all of her money into a 401k. She's transferring it to this company, but also she's opening up like for $8,000 now before she's not no longer W-2. But her husband also got laid off or terminated, for lack of a better way of putting it. Here's your
That
parents
hurts.
die, after 20 years, both of them roughly. And he, took some money, whatever it was. But now they're very wicked smart. They're telling them that since they're married, at the end of the year, since one of them has a W-2, she can actually contribute, or whatever, they can contribute another $8,000 into him to get him started. And then we're going to migrate all of the 401k monies, convert it. Can't do it the first year because he's getting a year worth of pay to walk. So it'd be too high. But when she has lower income, we'll start converting that. So it'll be never ever taxed. In the meantime, we still can use that money. She has like 500 G's. And I'm getting her about 500 G's out of one of her other homes. So now she has $1 million to go build. And she's going to be knocking the crap out of it. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
so that I got, I just finished with that phone call with
nice.
Trust and stuff. So you need to get everything out of your 401k. Is the devil, man. It sucks. The people just don't realize it.
Yeah, it's I cashed mine out and put it into Roths and other investments, but yeah, I agree.
Cool.
Let me see here. Are there any other questions I can answer, by the way, while I'm here about what's coming out to BI or any other deals or any other projects or anything else that I can help answer. Want to make sure I give people an opportunity to ask anything that might be on the mind currently.
Does anybody know David Lindahl, RE mentor?
Yep, I know Dave.
So yeah, Dave, I've been a part of that group many years now. So I just recently went to one. They had a virtual event, but they're going to have a if anybody has like big projects and stuff, and they're looking for people that have money, they're going to have an ultimate partnering thing, and it's going to be virtual. So if you have
Ultimate
project
Partner.
stuff, you can check out, call over to RE Mentor and see if you can get
Okay.
on virtual thing to find.
Yeah,
There's people there that have money and they're looking for ways to spend that money.
yeah, Ultimate Partnership has been a pretty big event for a number of years now. It's a pretty large networking event. The people who
Yeah.
taught me commercial real estate went through Dave Lindahl's program at one point in time, or were coaching for him at one point in time. So you might call it my grand program, I guess you could say.
Who'd you go with coaching from there?
I worked with some people called the parishes. They're not officially coaches, but I was in a program called MFM, and they were sponsors in that group. I learned what I know from them.
That before, yeah.
Yeah, and then of course I work with the Rod program, Warrior program now.
The what?
The Warrior program.
Is that for vets
So
or something?
no, it's a commercial real estate group. I work with them, and so I trained about, I don't know, 40 to 50 people there, all commercial real estate. So that's fun.
What do you think of the Kingdom one, Kingdom Accelerator?
I don't know Kingdom. Who's Kingdom?
Yeah, it's those people in well, the word kingdom kind of gives it away, right? In
Yeah.
Utah.
Kingdom Accelerator program. Is that a Pineda thing?
I forget the guy's name, but they scheduled an appointment with me. I'm like, cool. If you're going to help people get properties and this, that, and the other, and they're like, oh, you can't fail, blah 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 ish, right? And then
Someone tells you can't fail, you run.
Then they didn't show up for the call. I'm like, really? After telling me they're not going to reschedule me, but then they didn't show up for the call. I'm like, really?
Wow. Yeah. If anyone tells you can't fail, run. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm doing
Nope.
I'm doing the Dave thing because I know Jeannie and all the rest of them. I met them with partnering and stuff.
Jeannie.
Yeah. Miss Orlowski.
Nice. What's up?
I said Miss Orlowski, Jeannie Orlowski.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nice people over there.
Yep.
Man.
Yes, they are. A lot of good people in the space.
So that's my ultimate. But I got a lot of other stuff that I'm hope. This is my thing. I call it. I have hope in one hand and shit in the other hand, and I hope that shit works. I made that up one day. So I got a lot of things. What do you call it? Irons in the oven.
Yeah, irons. Yep, irons in the fire. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just hope that they work out. So I hope everybody else success too, man. I just had enough of shit lately, though.
Yeah, it's groups like this, organizations like this. BrightInvestor office hours is, not only designed to help people learn how to use the system better, but also as a chance to meet other people who are doing the thing, asking questions and showing up and doing things in different parts of the country in different ways, and allowing people the place and the chance to get connected and see like, hey, there are people who are doing flips, people who are doing burrs, people who are doing development, people who are doing wholesales, people who are doing property management, people who are lending, right? People who are doing all sorts of different things, and being able to swap ideas and get inspiration, get access to things like, you know, um, the fact that we can all come together and find opportunities and share them. It's really cool. So I like being able to do those kinds of things and also continue to pour into this. And I think this office hours setting kind of serves as a testament to all the different upgrades and improvements we've made and all the different growth that we've seen as an organization over time. And especially as people come and go and they come a lot, they go away for a little bit, they come back. It's been the time and place or be able to sit down and say, wow, this is, something that I've been pouring into for a while, and now I'm really seeing results and getting back from it.
Yeah, I got a buddy of mine that I'm in that group with. He's going to be doing a couple builds. This other lady I just finished telling you I was helping out, she's going to be doing a couple builds this year. I'm doing the ground up, the financing for the ground up construction. And then my buddy, he's hooked up with this other guy that's a realtor in Indianapolis. And they're going to be doing 12 fix and flips a year. And then even zip into doing about maybe up to 24, like 2 a month. Going to gear up. And now I'm starting to, I was missing that money before, and now start tomorrow, the next day, I'm going to start capturing that because I found a good source, and he's been doing it for a while. So I get him at 10%. I'm only charging 2 points. And then I have another one that's ground up that they'll roll in all the payments, so you don't have to make payments during your construction. I got all kinds of really good offerings coming up in that rehab slash, ground up construction thing. Hey, you ever heard of HEI or HEA?
No.
It's home equity investment or home equity agreement. So let's say you have a lot of equity in your home. They kind of don't even care about your credit and stuff. It's the value of the home. So in my home, my second home here or whatever in California, it's probably worth about 500 or so. I only owe like maybe 100, 150 on it. So I can get up to like 38% of that. There's no payments on it for 10 years. So what I could do with $150,000 is knock it through the freaking moon. But it's the rule of 72. It's about 7.5%. If you throw that into the rule of 72, it doubles or so in about 10 years. You can pay it off at any time.
There you go.
So,
That's
but
interesting.
if somebody gave you $150,000 right now, you can go out and knock some, makes money.
Oh, I mean, I could do damage. If anyone writes me a 6-figure check at any point in time, I can go do a decent amount of damage
It makes it.
nationwide.
Yeah.
I can always find something good to put that to work in. But actually, Chester, I know if you're still on, I want to ask you a question too. Are you in RPM with Coach Carson, or are you only in Zuber's group?
I'm in Zuber's group. I'm not in RPM with Coach Carson.
Okay. No problem. I was interested in reaching back out. I just reached back out to the RPM group at collaboration I was interested in doing with them. So we'll see if they was. I thought I knew you. It was you or someone else I thought was in RPM. Doesn't matter, but I know Zuber and Carson are pretty close. Yeah, pretty close. All right, guys. Well, I think I've showcased some new features and new upgrades we've got coming out of the platform, things we've already done recently. Any additional questions, feel free to shoot me an email. Otherwise, you guys will be getting a lot of emails here from us very quickly about what's going on and all the different upgrades that we are making very, very soon. So you'll see those coming out.
Do
We
you have
are
videos of
moving.
that?
How many videos of that?
Yeah, is that
Yeah, yeah. So we've been emailing out some things, but also inside of BI in the updates section in the little help button, we have been posting videos about the new updates that are coming out, like the new rent comps. And once we do this big release here, we'll be updating all the video content just on the platform and just doing, hey, here's everything new, here's all the content on there. So if you email us, we can also send you over some link to some of the new videos.
What was that lady in I want to say she was in upstate New York or something. Starts with an S or something.
Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah. What was that she wanted data wise and said you weren't doing it anymore, but you could roll it back so we can have access to it? I can't remember what it was though.
That was the CMA tool. So being able to compare different cities and find cities that met certain criteria across the country.
I definitely need that.
Yeah, so it was something that we haven't worked on that probably a year now. We rolled it out, tested it for a little bit, took it off the shelf because it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. and then started playing with other things. Yeah, man, it's been a while since we played with that. Yeah, you can shoot us if you gotta shoot us an email. We can help you get that kind of. Again, we haven't touched it in like a year, so it's gonna.
I'll take something versus nothing, man. So
Okay.
it was doing CMAs, you said?
Yeah, so C2 is a CMA tool.
So if I just email you, say CMail tool, you're gonna make it so that I can have access to that somehow. Where would
Yeah.
I access it? Where would I find it on the?
When you log into BrightInvestor, there'll be a big section that says Market Finder, and it'll be pretty
Okay.
obvious.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah.
You're the best, man. You know what I say.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's been a cool journey. Let's see. Well, all right, guys. I appreciate the time. Appreciate you spending some. Hope you learned a thing or two. Saw some of the new things that have going on. Have any questions? Let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you next week.
Definitely appreciate it as always, Donato.
You got it.
All right,
Have a good
Chester.
one.
Everybody.
Alrighty, Michael.
Peace.
See you guys later.
See ya.
Y'all.
See ya.